Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kensthetic, and I'm here with you guys today to share some tips, advice, and information about my trip to Malaysia and Bali. Before we get started, do not forget to subscribe by hitting that red subscribe button down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I visited Malaysia and Bali in April of 2018, and honestly, it is my favorite trip so far. So Indonesia has been my favorite country that I have visited so far. Definitely want to go back. Definitely trying to go back maybe this year. Not too sure yet. But that goes to say a lot about my experience before we even get into it. So I chose to visit Bali because it's just so amazing. Like most of the places I go to, y'all gonna hear it, it's because of pictures that I saw. But honestly, like when I saw Bali, I was amazed. I heard so many great things about it. So I was like, I need to go. And I ended up finding a ticket that was reasonably priced. So I was like, let me go ahead and book this ticket and go to Bali. So basically when I was searching for tickets, when I searched from JFK to Bali and Bali back to JFK, the ticket prices were pretty pricey. It was about $900 round trip for the cheapest ticket. So what I decided to do was like search nearby countries and see if it was cheaper if I did like I fly into this country, stay there for a while, and then I fly to Bali and then come back home. And basically I searched New York to Malaysia, and then Malaysia to Bali, and then Bali back home, and it ended up being cheaper. So for my flight altogether, I think I paid like $640 round trip. Was not bad at all. That included all of the flights, JFK to Malaysia, Malaysia to Bali, and then Bali back home. So I didn't really want to visit Malaysia. I just did it because the ticket price was cheaper, but I do not regret it at all. I never really looked into Malaysia as a place I wanted to visit, but after, you know, I saw that the flight prices was cheaper that way, I was like, I guess we're going to Malaysia. So let's go ahead and get started. So where did I stay when I was in Malaysia? I stayed at an Airbnb, and the Airbnb was about $40 a night. And the Airbnb was basically an apartment that a girl and her family owned in a property building. So I think it was a condo in the building. Anyway, the name of the building was called Setia Sky Suites. I'll go ahead and put it on the screen. And it's basically an amazing property. First of all, there's security, so I felt safe. There's security at the front gate, security at each area, and also the amenities in the suites were popping. The pool was amazing. We had an amazing view of the Petronas Towers from the swimming pool. It was great. What did I do when I was in Malaysia? The first night we went to Sky Bar, which was like a high-class Americanized bar, and then they also had food. Would definitely recommend it. The ambience is just great. The drinks were good, so I would definitely recommend Sky Bar. I also went to Batu Caves, which is very popular in Malaysia. It's basically caves. There's lots of steps, so make sure you wear comfortable shoes when you go there. And when you go, there's like monkeys randomly loose, and there's caves. It's a really nice site. It was like kind of scary or creepy because I'm like, oh my god, like this is my first interaction with monkeys. I don't know what they're capable of doing. I heard so many crazy things about them, but honestly it was fun. Went to Menara KL Tower. I'll go ahead and put a picture of when I went here on the screen, but basically it is one of the tallest towers in Kuala Lumpur. I still don't know how to pronounce it, but it was great. The scenery was amazing, and I was able to get some great pictures there. And then I didn't go into the Petronas Towers, but I just like stood outside. It's a great place to take pictures, and it's basically like near a mall, and the mall has everything in it: YSL, Gucci, Louis. Like it's a very expensive, classy area. So I would definitely recommend going around there and seeing what's going on. They do have sprinklers, and it looks so pretty at night because the sprinklers light up. So I would definitely recommend going there in the day and at night. And then I also went to Tian Hu Temple. I'll go ahead and put the name on the screen because I'm terrible at pronouncing things. But that temple is so amazing. Like, I'm going to put pictures on the screen. But we didn't really want to go there. But we were in an Uber, and the Uber driver told us, like, you guys should go to this temple. Like a lot of tourists go there, and it was really a great experience. So that's basically all that I did in Malaysia. And how did I get around? I got around by Uber. They didn't have a train system that would take me to all of the places that I wanted to go, so I was like, let me go ahead and jump in an Uber. And if you do have an Uber account, like in the United States or whatever country you're in, it is compatible when you go to other countries. Just a note for you guys to have. And then after, I think we stayed in Malaysia for like 2 or 3 days. After that, we left and went to Bali. So in Bali, I stayed at Seminyak and Ubud, which are 2 separate parts in Bali. So I'll start off with Seminyak. We stayed in Seminyak for, I want to say, 2 nights. And we stayed at the Duan Bali Seminyak Hotel. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen for your reference. But it was a great hotel. The rooms were really huge. They had a nice pool. They had a restaurant downstairs. I think we had to pay for the food at the restaurant, but the food was really good. I think the breakfast was complimentary, I think. But when you look up the hotel, it should tell you all of these details. So when I was in Seminyak, I went to Taro Elephant Park. I'll go ahead and put the name on the screen, and then everything will be linked in the description box down below for your reference. But it was $80 and it included an elephant ride and whitewater rafting. The elephant ride was great. It was my first time like getting on an elephant and riding it, so it was a great experience. And it was also my first time whitewater rafting. But I would definitely recommend that as a place to do elephant riding if you also want to do another excursion, which was whitewater rafting. And $80 was a great price for both of them. It was kind of like an all-day excursion, so just keep that in mind. We went to Potato Head Beach Club, which had amazing view, and I would recommend going there at sunset because it sits right on the beach, and while you're sitting eating your food, you can see the sun setting. It's such an amazing ambience, such an amazing view. Like, I would definitely recommend it. It's a little bit pricier, just to be aware, but I definitely think it is worth it. So then I left Seminyak and I went to Ubud. And when I was in Ubud, I stayed at the Bali Spirit Hotel and Spa, and it's amazing. The rooms are great because you have your room, and it's basically like, I don't want to say a villa, but you have like your own area. Like outside of our room, we had like a gazebo, and I think it has 3 pools on the property. I'm not too sure, but we were close to one of the pools. So the way where our room was conveniently located, and then around the corner was like the little restaurant deck where they had breakfast. But it was such a great place to stay. I didn't get to visit the spa while I was there, which I did want to do, just because, you know, we were always outside the house, which I personally prefer rather than staying like at the hotel or at the resort or at the Airbnb. I just like being outside and experiencing things. But when I was in Ubud, what did I do? So I did a day tour with a driver. It was from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and basically they brought you to as many of the following sites as you could fit into that time period. So the sites that were included was Monkey Forest, which we made. Bali Swing, we made it. The Coffee Plantation, we made it. So the Coffee Plantation and the Bali Swing are in the same location. I think the Coffee Plantation is free, or you have to like give a donation, but the Bali Swing, like there's a counter where you definitely have to pay for it. I forgot how much it was. And then we did lunch on the Batud volcano. We made it to that. There was a hot spring included. We didn't make it to it due to timing. The Rice Terrace, we didn't make it there due to timing. And then the Goa Gaja Temple, I'll go ahead and put the name on the screen, but we went there. That was our first stop, and basically in the morning they have like some spirit dancing or some cultural dancing routine, and then it's also a temple, so there's like different places, you know, to take pictures, and they have like an explanation of like historic things, historic sites. So it was a great place to start our day off. We went to the, I'm gonna try to say this, but y'all know I'm terrible at pronouncing things, the Tegan Guan waterfall. I'll put the name on the screen, but it was amazing. It was very refreshing. I would definitely say for this day tour, wear like a bathing suit with clothes over it. You have to be mindful of what you have on to kind of cover up. I think that day I wore a bathing suit, and then I had on like this flamingo 2-piece crop top and short set. I'll go ahead and put a picture on the screen. But when I went to the temple, they did give me like a sarong to cover up with. It was kind of heavy. I was hot, but I had to suck it up because it was either that or I wore like covered clothes for the whole day and basically only needed it for one site. So I would definitely recommend wearing a bathing suit underneath whatever you decide to wear, just because when you get to the waterfall, you could like go in the water and you do like ends up getting wet and stuff. So make sure you wear a bathing suit under your clothes. And then the next day we did a tour to Nusa Penida and the Broken Bay Beach. Amazing views. I'll go ahead and put pictures on the screen, but I would definitely recommend that while you are in Bali. And then the next day we did a tour to the Lempuyong Temple. I'll put the name on the screen. And the Karangasem Park. I'll also put the name on the screen. But honestly, from Ubud to these sites, it was about a 3-hour ride, and honestly I think that it was not worth that ride for the Lempuyong Temple. But for the Karangasem Park, I sound so crazy, the Karangasem Park, I think it was worth it. So it's honestly up to you. When we went to the temple, there were different stops, but 1, it was hot, 2, was lots of steps, and then 3, I had on like pants, but I still had to wear sarong on top of it due to cultural reasons. But I think we went to like 2 stops and then we came back. And then you also have to pay to get in. You have to pay for like a motorcycle to like bring you up to the sites if you don't want to walk up the steps. So it was kind of a lot, but if you want to go and experience it, I would definitely recommend it. But if not, I think you're not really missing anything, I want to say. And then suggestions of other things to do while you are in Bali. So 1, La Playa Beach Club and Restaurant. We heard that they had great food. 2 is Pura Ulun Danu. It's a statue and botanical garden. I'll go ahead and include a picture on the screen so you guys have a sense of what it looks like. But the Pura Ulun Danu, it was kind of far. I think it was like another 2 or 3 hour drive, so we didn't end up going there. And then we also did a tour to Gili Trawangan. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Not sure if I told you guys that earlier because my camera died, so I kind of fell off track. But we did do a tour to the Gili Islands, and the stop we got off was Gili Trawangan, and it was $87 per person. So they do offer it as a day tour to go to the Gili Islands, or they do like one way, so you could like do one way, stay there, and then come back the next day or 2 days, whatever you plan to do. And then they do have like 3 or 4 Gili Islands. 1 is like family oriented, 1 is like party oriented. So I would say do your research and figure out, you know, what kind of vibe you're trying to experience to see which island would suit you best. But I would recommend staying there for at least 1 night. They do have hotels, hostels, Airbnbs on these islands, so you definitely have places to stay. But when we got to the island we wanted to go to, we literally only had like 2 hours there, and everything is kind of spaced out, so it was kind of rushed. So I would say that if you do plan on going to the Gili Islands, give yourself a night, stay there overnight and experience. They do have like a lit nighttime life, which I've heard about. They do like beach parties and other things like that. So I would definitely recommend staying there overnight and not doing it in a day tour because you are going to be rushed. And then I would also recommend packing linen clothing that covers you, such as long sleeve and long pants, in case you are planning to visit temples. And then the last part, would I go back to Bali? Yes, I will go back to Bali in a hurry. As soon as I see a cheap ticket to Bali, sign me up. I'm there. I loved it so much. I was there for like 5 days, I want to say, and I feel like it wasn't enough time to do all of the things that I had on the list to do, experience all of the things, eat at different places. The food in Bali in general was okay. It wasn't bad because I am a picky eater, but it also wasn't great for me to be like, oh my god, the food was amazing. The place that we went to that had the best food was the Potato Head Beach Club. The food was bomb. Like, it was kind of pricey compared to other places we were eating, but I would eat there again just because the food was so good compared to other places that we ate. And then also that La Plancha place that I mentioned, people said that they had great food there too. So that's basically my overall review on Bali. Comment down below and let us know if you guys have any questions. Make sure you guys read the comments down below because someone might have a question that you didn't have. Someone may have asked a question that you had and it was already answered. So make sure you guys read the comments down below, make it a discussion. Let's share some travel advice, some travel tips. Comment down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel by hitting that red subscribe button down below. And I'm gonna go ahead and include recent uploads here in case you guys are not caught up for whatever reason. And until tomorrow's video, I will see you guys later.